What's going on, family? I hope all is well with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on TLP Sports Club, the YouTube channel. Excuse me. The show you're watching is TLP Live. Welcome so much. I am your host. I go by the name of Harry B. The B means billion. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. We're going to talk about what you already know, but this here is TLP Sports Club. And you know this is a special community where we talk about stuff that you already heard, but when we put our spin on it, it's entertainment. I don't break news. I just give you the Liberian perspective. That's all it is. And then my friends come on, if they can, we talk about it, or I just talk about it. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Joe Flacco gets traded. Shedeur, I believe, becomes QB2. Coach Prime don't care about the Cleveland Browns. I ain't surprised, because I don't care about the Cleveland Browns either. I care about Shedeur. All right? So, hey, we're going to talk about it, man. It's so much happening. I don't have no updates on the situation with the former New York Jets quarterback who was running sprints in a dark alley and ended up hurting a 69-year-old. I ain't got no updates, okay? Mark Sanchez is going to have to wait. So, but anyways, we got a lot to talk about. But before we do, we got to run the intro.
BWB, bandwagon bus,
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Who is Coach Stefanski? Coach Stefanski? What are y'all doing, yo? Y'all gotta cut it out. Coach, y'all changing your YouTube handles. What up, Coach Stefanski? Breezy Gibson, what up with you? Flow with it. Trade it. Joe is gone. Wow. Is anybody surprised? I'm like, what was that about? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, why you're wasting young men's opportunity? Shantae, what up? What up, girl? But yeah, why you're wasting young men's opportunities? You got young men starting straight out of college. They're doing their thing. I mean, even Jackson Dart is playing football. And y'all got Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur out there waiting for this old man that we told y'all was old and he weren't going to do nothing for y'all, right? Because he wasn't. We told y'all that. Y'all could have saved us and yourself all of this headache, all the preseason drama, all this drama. And y'all made a terrible business decision. I mean, the entire world is looking and waiting for Shedeur to play. The ratings could have went through the roof if you play Shedeur. And it's not like, oh, if you play Shedeur, he was going to stink up the place. He couldn't have done any worse than y'all are right now. He was probably going to win y'all a few games because he a winner. And you know what happens? Winners win and losers lose. But in the meantime, your business would have skyrocketed and we could have saved all this time, 4 weeks of stinky football like Stinkfansky over here, right? I mean, y'all could have saved us all the drama. And I know Shantae told us that y'all share in the $300 billion that y'all make. Y'all split it straight down the line, divided by 32. Let's do the math. What is 300 billion? How many zeros is in billion? I'm going to put 6. 300 billion. How many zeros is in billion? Help me out. 300 billion? Hey, how many zeros is in billion? 1, 2. Hey, Siri. How many zeros is in 300 billion?
Here's an answer from study.com.
The number 300 million has 8 zeros. 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 9. Huh? It's 8. Okay, it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divided by 32. 9 billion, 9.375 billion. 9.375 billion. So if they split it down the line, right? He said, Coach said math was not his strongest point. As you can tell, it wasn't mine either. So if you split that straight down by 32, you get $9.3 billion per team. So no, they don't care about us little people. They told us to kick rocks. The daggone Cleveland Browns organizations told the Shedeur fan base to kick rocks. We said, all right, y'all don't want our business. We don't care anyways. We can't catch the game in our local area. All right, we're going to go pay somebody else to try to catch your games. Whatever. So fine. Y'all go have at it. Y'all go start your old man. All right. When this Bengay runs out, then y'all come back to us begging for us to come back and help support y'all for the rest of the season when you're struggling, and now you want to start Shedeur, okay? When nobody cares no more. Fine. I mean, come on, bro. we kind of like lined it up for you. We told you, hey, doing this week, Joe Flacco is going to have enough interceptions. You would have lost enough games, and you would be starting the 2 rookies. And exactly like we told y'all, it's happened. And now Joe Flacco has been traded. Okay? He stayed right there with y'all, though. Okay? Isn't Cincinnati in Ohio? Somebody help me out. Isn't that in Ohio? Isn't aren't all of y'all in Ohio? So y'all like neighbors? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Y'all gonna trade them to the competition? In the same division? The same, like he's right across the street from y'all? Y'all just okay that because y'all know he stinks? Y'all like, look, this ain't no Shedeur. Let's go ahead and send this dude out of here. Let's stop playing games. But come on, man. And then word on the street is he didn't ask for the trade. So if he didn't ask for the trade, somebody from Cincinnati, where are y'all? Buford? Where y'all? Where's the Cleveland Browns again? It's not with a B or thing. I think Bew something. Maybe it's not a B. It's somewhere. Where's the Cleveland Browns located? Because you got Cincinnati, right? If my geographical thing is working right now, even though it's public school geography that's in my head, it's okay. All right, it's okay. I got Montgomery County and Prince George's County, Maryland, public school in my brain. So it's okay. It's not too bad. All right. Very rich black people, upper echelon, rich black people. So it's okay. But anyways, Brea, Ohio, and then Cincinnati, Ohio. Right? So the Bengals, Cincinnati, and then the Browns. I don't blame Joe Flacco for jetting up out of there. That was the best decision you could have made. Like, bruh, you got to get up out of the daggone Browns organization because they are the worst, bruh. Allegedly. Can I say, do I have to say allegedly? Because I don't want them to come sue me with it. Do they know? Are they watching? The Browns are the worst football organization in the NFL, but it doesn't matter because 9.3, hello. If you get a clean 9.3 for doing nothing, why don't you sit back, relax, and stink up the place if that was you, right? If one of your siblings was to win the daggone, let's say 10 billion lottery, and they're the good sibling, not like you, right? They're the good sibling. They count all 7 of y'all, and they say, here's your cut. So you ain't got to work for another day. Now you can just enjoy God's green earth and this money. Would you try to do anything, or you just party every day? Right? Just divide. Because if it was you who won, they wouldn't know. You would just disappear because that's who you are. I'm looking right at you. You looking right at me too. Or you're hearing me and you know you're that sibling. If you won the lottery, none of your friends or family members will ever find out. And they probably won't know for like 10 years. When they realize, they're like, have you seen such and such? Yo, they ain't posted nowhere on social media. Like, they didn't ask me for $1. Do you know where they at? 10 years later, your own siblings and your friends. Yo, you won't do nothing. So they didn't care about our money. We got Shedeur who's ready to throw the roof off the whole entire world, including South Africa. Okay? The entire world, including South Africa, could not wait for Shedeur to play. And y'all fumbled the bag. Y'all butt fumbled, just like Mark Sanchez. And then the guy that y'all sold us, that he was your best quarterback, got benched after week number 4. Now he's traded. I mean, where they do this guy? In Cleveland, in Bria, right? And then we send him right down the road. How far is Cincinnati from Bria? Somebody do the math. Your Cleveland folks in here, Coach Stingfinsky, you're probably one of those Cleveland fans, right? Okay, so, oh, wait, Mike Lover already did the math? 249 miles south? Where is south? When I was in New York, when I was in New York, when my brother was in Cleveland, playing at Youngstown, Ohio, he playing college football. Me and my family, we drove on that long road that goes through New Jersey, and we just keep driving. It was the most boringest drive ever because it's just a straight road. You don't turn left, you don't turn right, you just go straight. And you know, even going straight is the shortest route. You know that if you drive 10 miles straight with no turns, you feel like it's the longest drive of your life. And we had to go to Cleveland, Youngstown. It's the longest drive. So I don't know where I'm at. I think we were in, I forget where we were living at the time. All right. But it's New York south, north from Cleveland. I don't know these things. I went to public school. Okay. Leave me alone. It obviously didn't work out. I'm a YouTuber now. Hey, are we still shaming YouTubers? Like, aren't there like millionaire YouTubers? Are we still shaming YouTubers? Like, are we still dusty? I don't know. Northeast of Cleveland. I thought it was all the same. You said in Cleveland. I'm like, oh, I thought it was Cleveland, Ohio was the same thing. I don't know. I just learned how to read. And there goes my guy right there, Ty Smith. Dallas is in the building. And I said, put some respect on Dallas. People that support me, I have high respect for. What up, Ty Smith? Hope all is well, brother. Rennie Perry says, Browns know they sending a lemon to the Bengals. I'm shocked Bengals didn't go after Winston, Russell, or Kenny. Ooh, I got pushback, Rennie. Joe Flacco is not a lemon. This is the thing. Joe Flacco, I can almost tell you this, and I know I'm going to get stoned on the streets of Indianapolis in an alley, and I might have to fight an old guy when I say this. Joe Flacco will be like your Aaron Rodgers. The guy can play football. If you have a bunch of lemons around you, no matter how good you are, hey, man, you're going to feel and smell like a lemon. You ever held a lemon in your hands and then after you put it down, you felt like it was still in your hands? Yes. That is the effect of being around lemons. Okay? Like, seriously. Joe Flacco was no lemon. I literally came on this here channel. Yeah, this is TLP. For those of y'all who don't know, TLP Sports Club, and I'm Harry B. The B means billion. Like, billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's what the B means. I changed it. Don't tell my dad, though, because he got a whole nother name. Okay? His B means a whole different thing. But yeah, I told y'all Joe Flacco was not the problem. The week before it happened, I came on live and I said the Cleveland Browns are going to bench Joe Flacco. However, when it happens, it's not going to be his fault. It is not quarterback play that have them losing. It's not. It's not. Because if I would ask you the question, did Dylan Gabriel play poorly when he got into the game? They didn't score 20-some points. They scored 17. They led for the entire game until like 2 seconds to go when they threw a 100-yard touchdown from like the end zone. They went home, threw the ball into the Cleveland Browns end zone. Somebody woke up, like somebody was walking on the streets, caught it, and they said touchdown, and the game was over. That's just the Cleveland Browns. This is how it goes. That's a true story, by the way. They lost. So you got Joe Flacco did the same thing. He didn't play that poorly. And you like, oh, Harry B., what about those interceptions and the sacks and the stuff like that? Give Dylan Gabriel a few weeks. Wait for it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It was not the quarterback, bro. It was the entire organization. The entire organization stinks. They suck. Like, the Cleveland Browns are the worst football team in the entire NFL. All 32 teams, they are the worst. I'm trying to tell you. We told them they stink. The entire world knows they stink. Their organization stinks. Their leader stinks. Their owner stinks. Their coach stinks. Their everything stinks. It smells like diapers. All right? After it's been pooped in by a toddler. Do toddlers wear diapers? You figure that out. Well, I keep telling you this stink. I don't think toddlers wear diapers. I think toddlers, my wife told me that they're like older. That's what she's like, yeah, your two, like, she told me your son is a toddler now. He's not this. I was like, oh, he's still like a kid to me. Oh, well, I'm just waltzing through this life. I don't care. Okay? I don't care to know certain things. Like that word, I don't have to know it. I'm African. Okay? Y'all can keep that word because pretty soon I won't be here. So I don't have to know every word. Plethora. I know that word. Shoot. That's why I'm like, who cares if I didn't go all the way with the education? Like, come on. What do you want from me? I did the best I could. Look where I'm at. I'm a YouTuber. But I kind of love my life, though. I think I did pretty good. Given the circumstances. How many words do you know? Anyway, she's like toddlers. She's like, no, when they're a certain age, they're called a toddler. Why? In Africa, we don't do that. You're a kid until you're 32 years old. Like, come on. Like, you stay in the house until you're 32. Why are you calling them a toddler? Why do you have different names for them? I don't know, and I don't care. Why does it matter? They're still going to eat your food. All right? Anyways. All right. So Joe Flacco's gone. He was not the problem. But somebody has to go, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody has to go. Who did you had? Was it Wilson? Not Wilson, but whatever. Who the quarterback with the Giants, my New York Giants, right? Didn't he throw like 600 yards one game? 2 games later, they cut him. They didn't cut him. They benched him. They said it was his problem. I said, okay, maybe that's how football works, right? You got to blame somebody. Okay? You need somebody to blame. And who's next? Since Joe Flacco, you can't blame no more. Who's next on the chopping block? Dylan Gabriel, Kevin Stinks. What do you call it, Coach Stinky? Stinkfansky? See? They got nicknames for the coach now. He stinks. It's his fault. The dude is only the coach of the year 2 years, like for 2 years in their organization, but now he stinks. Now they got nicknames, Coach Stinkfansky. You got to blame somebody. Somebody has to be blamed. Like, who do you blame for being suck? Okay? You're losing all these games. You got to blame somebody. Like, people are online calling. Got Stephen A. Smith talking about the Penn State coach. They're asking questions like, should he stick around? Should they fire him? I said, wait, the Penn State coach? The Penn State coach? That guy? Do you remember what he did last summer? I still remember what he did last summer. How do you lose 2 games and then start talking about firing you? Like, what are we talking about? Like, what other coach are you going to bring into this terrible organization? Come on now, somebody talk to me. What coach that is good enough that you will bring into this terrible organization to turn it around? And then what is he turning around? What exactly would the Cleveland Browns turn into with a different face? The dude knows how to coach. I ain't no fan of his because of the way that he treated. No, the way that he had to treat Shedeur. Okay? Because if you think for 1 second that it was his decision to treat Shedeur the way that he treated Shedeur, you're crazy. And I have a bridge in Brooklyn that's for sale. I got a coupon. Russell Wilson, RMJ, thank you so much. It's like you're in sync with me. You're reading my mind. Thank you so much for helping me out. I said it was public school education. All right? I mean, what do you want from me? I did the best I could, okay? Public school education. They don't build your memory. You just got to remember the things they're teaching you, pass a few tests, and then they send you into the world. Good luck. If you go to college, they do the same thing. They get you to remember a bunch of stuff, and then they send you into the world, and they say, good luck. Do you use your degree? How many of y'all, by the raise of hand, are using your college degree? Let me put my hand down. I went to school for communication. Dang, I'm communicating. How are you? I went to school for communication. Chante, you're using your. Was that your first one that you're using, or did you have to go back in? Because you was like, the first one, biology. I don't know what to do with this. You went into that real world and you found out real quick that biology ain't nothing out here for biology. Was that the first one, Kid Shante? Well, did they say, good luck? And then you come out here and it's like they put you smack down in the middle of New York Times Square, all right? And everything is going 1,000 miles per hour. You're looking around like, okay, what do I do now? Somebody in the wind is going to say, figure it out. You're going to look around and try to figure out who said that. This literally happened to me. You're gonna look around and try to find out who said that, and you ain't gonna find nobody. Nobody said that. But you heard the voice, it was audible. You heard it like it was a different person. It was not your mind tricking you. Somebody said, figure it out and get out the way. You went straight for finance. Okay, that's what's up. Oh man, we told these people, look, man, play Shedeur. What do you got to lose? You ain't got nothing to lose. It's an upside. Everything with Shedeur is an upside. Dylan Gabriel is the second string, and let's go. Let's rock out. And that's it, man. Dylan Gabriel's ceiling is very short. Pun, pun, pun. Pun intended. Pun, pun, pun. Pun, pun, the tende. Pun the river. Pun, pun the river. I promise you I did get some sleep. Okay, I finally got some sleep. I did go to sleep late, though, but I got some sleep. So I'm not just tripping because, I just, I can't put my air conditioner on because in the studio, my camera's right here and it's killing my camera. I think condensation is like, is that an SAT word, condensation? I think condensation is starting to set up in my camera. But I did film and I did communications. At least I'm communicating. I'm saying hello and stuff. Hey, hi, guys. For like a long time when I was studying to become a YouTuber, everybody at the time was saying, hi, guys. So I was in the mirror practicing my hi, guys. Hi, guys. I was like, okay, how am I going to say so I don't sound gay, right? So I was like some people would say, hi, guys. And I was like, all right, that hi, guys sound a little suspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sound gay. So I was like, hi, guys. What's up, guys? Hey, yo. I did my best, with my African accent, I tried, okay? Hi, guys. How does that happen? Hi, guys. Hey, yo, Joe Flacco is gone. Shedeur goes to number 2. Dylan Gabriel is still number 1. Let me get into action here, all right? Shadow ban, what's up? Uh-oh. Somebody named themselves. They changed their thing to shadow ban. Yo, I was so shadow banned when I was on TikTok. I was so upset. And I said, I'm not touching. I deleted the app. I changed my daggone, actually, I canceled my subscription. They did me real dirty. This is like when I was like, I think I left my job at B&H, being a tech rep or whatever, a sales rep selling high-end camera equipment and stuff like that, because that's what I did, right? When I got out, I was like, you know what, man? I've done Hollywood. I've done sales. I did Verizon Wireless. I did equipment sales. It's time for me to go and become my own man. I was already my own man now. Think about it. I said, let me go try YouTube or let me try social media. I feel like, or I heard some people say, like Aaron on Demand. Y'all know Aaron on Demand? She was like, you better start your YouTube channel before it's too late. This is where it's at. This is the next wave. I was like, I believed her. Something about her, I believed. And there was another girl with the spatula. Who's the girl with the spatula? Put that in the chat. The girl with the spatula. What's her name? I forget. Those were 2 girls were my mentors. And I said, I'm going to become a YouTuber. I'm going on social media. And somebody said, you got to go on TikTok. You grow fast on TikTok. YouTube is where the money is at, but you grow faster on TikTok. So try to manipulate them both, and then you can grow faster. I was like, all right, I'm in. Bruh. I don't know. I think I made a mistake and paid for like something on TikTok for something to be boosted. Ever since then, yo, all my videos I put on TikTok, 250 views. That was it. Every video, I was like, 250. Then I'll upload another one, right? I know I'm not talking football. Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. I said public school education, okay? We get off topic. This ain't no podcast. Anyway, I posted another video to test it, and I'm getting excited, all right? It starts going up, 250. All my videos just kind of stalled at 250. I said, Lord. And then I started looking on the internet. Somebody said shadow ban. I said, what the heck is a shadow ban? It's like, that's what they do. They control. If you pay or you try to manipulate something, they're going to shadow ban you. Can you imagine the people that control your views or to control the accounts? They can put you in timeout. I said, ain't this a scam? Man, I pray so hard for TikTok to get canceled. And guess what? TikTok got canceled. My prayers are heavy, bro. Y'all better go ahead and give me some money because I can pray for you. Sorry, I'm joking. I'm not a grifter. YouTube won't let me be great. Oh, is that what it is? Yo, YouTube is shadow banning. Oh no. Yo, what's your story, Shadow Man? What's your story, homie? My story was on TikTok. I started being more successful on YouTube, so I don't mess with nothing else because everything else, I think for Instagram and Facebook, they give you money, but they want you to work. They want you to work like a slave for that money, right? And you can't really tell how you're making money, so that's weird, right? So I don't mess with nothing else but YouTube because at least with YouTube, I can see my trajectory. I don't think that's a word, but we're gonna go with that anyways. Okay, trajectory, whatever. I don't care. Okay, y'all can be more educated than me. I don't care, bro. My life, like we only here for a short period of time. I ain't gotta know everything. Anyways, what's your story, Shadow Ben? Tell me your story. YouTube gives me a strike every 60 days like clockwork. I just stopped posting. Uh-oh. Are you posting other people's content? I got a strike once. I got a strike because I was trying to show my audience like copywritten content, and I got a strike. So if you're not doing the right thing, I can definitely understand. Because YouTube is like the legit place to make money at. You feel me? Like I legit get a check every single month from YouTube. If you're on Instagram, you got to get 1 billion views to get $1. If you're on TikTok, you got to get 1 million views to get, you know what I'm saying? It's like, ain't nobody got that kind of energy, my guy. Like, come on. Comedy is the only thing that wins on all platforms, okay? And I mean, I can tell a joke or two, but I ain't about to be out there doing skits and trying to be silly. I ain't trying to do that. That's not where my uncle was like, hey, yo, Harry O. He calls me Harry O. He's like, yo, Harry O. Like, dude, you're crazy funny. You should do comedy. I said, no. No way. No way. I'm not doing comedy. Maybe I'm being stubborn. Maybe I should try it. I'm not doing it. Conscious knowledge. When Biden got in office, I caught hell with the algorithm. Man, you dropping like encrypted stuff. Like, what in the world are you talking about? Anyway, so let's get back to football. All right, me and Shadow Band, we're gonna talk behind the scenes, bro. Send me an email. I don't know. Maybe I can help you out. Maybe I can't. Let me put my email on the screen. I'm gonna just leave it right there, and you send me an email like, "Yo, Harry B, it's me, your guy." You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go. Hey, Love Moves, thank you so much. I'm gonna build this thing. I promise you, I'm not quitting this one. I ain't left the film industry yet. All right. It's like one of those things. It's like I know how to make a film from thought all the way to when you see it. So I just set it down for a little bit so I can do something else. I'm like, if it ain't working right now, my guy, look, I need money to make a film. Who got $200,000? If you give me $200,000, I know how to get B actors. What then? Was Cuba Gooding Jr. Was it Omar Epps? It wasn't Omar just get like $1,200 to do a Cameron film, like $3,000. I can get C, D, B actors. I can get a DP. I know how to recruit. I know how to cast. I know how to crew. I can get a producer and I can direct the daggone film, and we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you got $200,000, I ain't gonna quit my YouTube thing though, because the film industry is very like crypto. You think you got a good movie, but wait till the people tell you do. Don't be too confident with that movie you think. You're like, oh, I love this character. Let somebody else tell you they love that character. Don't fall in love with your characters, all right? What do they call it? Killing your babies? Ooh, YouTube. That is just a film term. Thank you, Love Moves. But nah, man, look. At the end of the day, where my people at? Y'all calling in today? Y'all gonna leave me out here? Because you know I'm about to end the show. Stop playing with me, yo. Y'all know it's a call-in show. And I'm gonna let me put my Cash App up here because people like to bless me. So, and I'll be forgetting to put it up there. But the guys to call into the show is jointlplive@gmail.com. You call in here, we can talk about what is it gonna be like for Shedeur now. I actually want to ask y'all a question about the Coach Prime. What do y'all think about how Coach Prime leaned into what he said about the Cleveland Browns? I want to ask y'all a question. I want y'all opinion. But yeah, if you want to come onto the show, you want to talk with me for the next. I think we got. I started at 6:20. Did I start at 7:20? We're gonna go 8:20. All right, I got to do an hour show. Okay, so, but join TLPlive@gmail.com. My Cash App is right there. $ TLP Sports Club. $ TLP Sports Club. If you want to bless your guy, you're like, hey, Harry B, I heard you went to public school. Your life ain't really turned out the way that you really wanted to. Now you're a little bit of a grumpy YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? You rock a bald head every now and then, but you ain't cut your hair. You're looking kind of rough, Harry. So I'm gonna send you a few dollars because yeah, man, we black people, we got to help each other out. And then if you're white, you're like, white people, we got to pay our debt to our society. I'm just paying it forward, 400 years, my bad. I'm just trying to help out, bro. Whatever reason, find a reason to give me $1, please. $ TLP Sports Club. You feel me? But yo, man, come on. Like, all right, so what's up now for Shedeur? What is it now for Shedeur? Now, Dylan Gabriel, I told y'all the other day, was it yesterday? I think yesterday. Eventually, they're going to have to unleash Dylan Gabriel, because while DC Carson Music, right, who is a freak, he frequents the show, while he said the NFL is a dink and dunk league. You throw short 15 to 20-yard passes. Eventually, you're going to get into the end zone because there's only 10 yards you need for a first down, right? So what is wrong with dinking and dunking? Well, you're just throwing these little short passes, right? I challenged it by saying, hey, eventually, the DCs, not him, but the defensive coordinators. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? Anyway, I should probably listen to my uncle. But Harry, yo, you're funny. But listen, the defensive coordinators are going to figure him out eventually. And then when they start game planning, eventually they're going to force his hand. Because what does it take to stop a dink and dunker? Especially when he's not the best dink and dunker in the business. And then he's like 2 feet 9 inches tall. He's the same size as the football. What happens when they start forcing him to throw down the field? What do you think is going to happen eventually when they start making him run? What happened when they put a spy on him? Or they put 2 spies on him? Because they know how far he's going. So what they're going to do? Bring up your DBs. Drop one back. What's that, a cover 3? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Is that a cover 3? What cover is that? What cover is best for to stop Dylan Gabriel? What happens when they cheat the dudes up and they do a Travis Hunter where they bait you to throw that ball? Because you know how fast these DBs are in the NFL, right? Right? What happens when they cheat over but they got their foot planted on their heel or like on their tippy toe, but their heel can go down and then all of a sudden they take 2 steps back? Interception. What happens when that starts to happen? Dylan Gabriel is not the most accurate dude. Come on, guys. I'm adding a little bit of comedy to try to make this, go a little bit longer. I'm not longer, but to go down a little smoother. You feel me? But I'm just trying to let you know this is football talk in a different way. This is the Liberian perspective. That's what TLP means, okay? The Liberian perspective. You come here from my perspective. Duh. I ain't breaking no news. You already knew that he was traded. You heard about that long before I came on live. I'm just here to give you a little bit of entertainment value, but also to spit some knowledge. You feel me? What happens when Dylan Gabriel is forced to throw down the field and they start rushing him because they figured it out? Dylan Gabriel is figuring it outable. I'm going to repeat that because I don't even know what I just said. But Dylan Gabriel is the type of quarterback that is figure it outable. Take that to the bank. He's a figuring out of a quarterback. They're going to figure him out. And then he's going to start running. And you know what happened last time he was running for his life? Even at practice, you can all of those practice tapes that we put out there, you saw when Dylan Gabriel had to get out the pocket and run around. It was disastrously. Adam is in the building. What up, Adam? Shedeur will get his chance soon. Dylan got 12 yards in him. Hey, y'all, let me just introduce you to Love Moose. She's diabolical. She cuts swiftly. She's an auntie with a machete. What up, love? Oh, man, I told you and my sister share a name, right? Lord have mercy. Them DBs was sitting in those zones and forcing to push the ball down. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could get Ty. If his schedule didn't change and he can come back on here, one of these days I'll get his, calm demeanor. Yeah, Harry, let me just tell you what it's like, like, what I'm saying? Like that quiet kind of wisdom that he spits all the time that he's on here. I'll be like, where's Ty? Come back to us, Ty. I'm trying to tell you, like, it's going to eventually happen. Those DBs are going to start figuring him out. And next thing you know, they're going to start jumping those routes. And once they start jumping those routes, what is Dylan Gabriel going to have to do? Or no, better yet, Stefanski. Where is Coach? Coach, you still here? What is Stefanski? What will he have to do? He's going to have to open up his playbook just a little bit. He don't trust Dylan Gabriel. Stefanski don't trust. This is not my word. If you're just coming in and you're thinking, why is Harry B calling that man Stefanski? It was not me. All right. Somebody changed their there he goes. He's right there. He came, he's still here. Coach Stefanski. All right. He said his playbook is trash. This guy has no trust in. I don't even know if it's a guy or a girl, but it looks like a clown with a face on. Oh, that whole thing is Stefanski. But he did a whole Chat GPT image. I thought Chat GPT, if you ask Chat GPT to do an image and say, hey, can you turn Coach Stefanski into a clown with a red nose? Chat GPT will tell you no, because it's taking a real person and trying to make them look bad. How did you do that? Are you an artist? Anyway. But yeah, man. Stefanski is going to have to open up his. Should I stick with Stefanski? Let me just say Stefanski, because the Stinkfanski, it's like you got to like lean into the pronunciation of that. And I'm tired of saying Stinkfanski, like I have to go in because I have an African tongue. So sorry. I only learned how to speak English, like American, what we call series, not too long ago, like a few years back. Okay, so help me out here. Here's my American friend. Hey, DC, what's up with you, man? Thank you for calling in. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, man. And I came up because I heard my name and I had to turn on my hibachi grill. I got the onions and everything laid out. I'm ready to cook, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm doing all right. But, yo, I want you to defend your position.
Okay.
You said in the chat yesterday, unfortunately, you couldn't come on, but I'm glad you're able to come on today because we got at least, I think we got 17 more minutes because we got to go into 8:20, then I'm out. But I want you to defend your position. And Shantae's already booing you, so you better come correct, okay? Don't come up in here half-stepping with your country Bama stuff, okay? I ain't playing no games tonight.
Yeah, I think Shantae is trying to boo me.
She already booed you. She ain't trying, girl. She's straight up booing you in the chat.
Pun intended, booed up in me. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you're doing there.
You see what I did there? Dad jokes in the house. I'm just messing with Shantae. What's up?
I see what you're doing there. Hey, one of these days, y'all gonna have to turn these cameras on, all right? And like, so I can't be the only person up here, even with my nappy here. Man, I gotta cut my hair. Lord have mercy. Ty Smith, hold a second. Let me get DC to say his first statement first. You said the NFL is a dink and dunk. You said, and then let me set it up for you. Don't give me a chance to be a host, okay? You said the NFL is a dink and dunk or a league, right? But what I just laid out, what happens when they figure him out? He's only 2 feet 9 inches, maybe 9'10" on a good 2'10" on a good day, right? What happens when they figure him out and you know when they're going to force him out of that pocket, put 2 cheats on both sides to make him throw the long ball, and he is not accurate. What happens then?
So when you do that, you really set yourself up because he doesn't have to throw the ball deep. He can just throw right over the top of you. That's the problem with that. And I'll have you know that
Wait. You just said he would throw on top
he
of you?
so here's the thing.
Dylan
If
Gabriel,
you
2 feet 9 inches, can throw over top of you?
Yeah, he can throw over top of you. I think y'all forget that I think y'all
Please
forget
don't
that
mention Oregon. Do not mention Oregon tonight.
we got to, because if we're gonna talk
Oh,
ball,
I
we're gonna
knew it.
talk
I
ball.
knew you
So
were
here's the
loaded up
but I
Oregon.
ain't done. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Because we're
Okay,
gonna
go
sit
ahead.
here and say the average height of the Oregon offensive lineman
Lord have
it's the same average height as NFL. But guess what?
mercy.
Old boy went up against Ohio State. Old boy went up against Penn State. He went up against teams that had tall linemen. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be a world beater by any means. What I am saying is, if you want to play that game, because think about it, 70% of passes in the NFL are under 10 yards.
Hey, I'm gonna Kanye you real quick. Hey, DC, I'm gonna let you finish. But, bruh, are you trolling? You
No,
trust
I'm not
you
trolling.
trust DG to when he gets stuffed? You didn't see none of the practice tapes that we put out. You're saying,
Bro,
you said it so
bro,
comfortably. You said
bro,
all he's gonna do is just kill you with the overtop
Let's
shots. What?
let's go ahead and deal with the elephant in the room. All this
Please.
is because I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all did not watch DG play.
Mm-hmm.
You only watched a few, and I don't know if it's because y'all hated the Oregon or what.
He said,
But you did not watch him play.
You don't think it's a known fact that we don't like Oregon?
Yeah, that's why you didn't watch the games, which means you don't really know what he can do. You only going by that height.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
nobody
saying that
cares.
he's better. Yeah, I
Nobody
know,
cares.
but
He's had time in
I
the
know.
NFL. We've seen the tape. So who cares about what he did in college? Now, where it matters is in the NFL. Say, hold that thought. Let me bring on Takas. I don't want my guy to keep waiting in the daggone, green room. Ty Smith, Dallas is in the building. What up, my guy? What's up with you? How you doing today? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up with it, man? Glad to be back on with you brothers. DC, what's happening, bro?
Hey, do you
What's
trust
going
this
on, brother?
light-skinned former cop American guy that sounds like you? Do you trust him with DG?
Okay, can you repeat that?
Repeat what I just said about this light-skinned cop, previous cop American, or are you talking about the DG thing?
The DG.
Okay, he's over here trying to sell me a bridge in Brooklyn. All right,
Okay.
and you know that there's a few bridges, but I ain't buying none of them because I ain't, you know what I'm saying? They're cheap, but I ain't buying none of them. But he's trying to tell me that the second that Dylan Gabriel gets figured out and he gets flustered, he's accurate enough to start throwing overhead bombs. Do you believe that nonsense?
From what he showed me in preseason, what he showed me in rookie mini camp, I'm not buying it until I see it.
DC, that's one down. Who else want to come
No, it's
on here?
not.
Who
No,
else
it's
want to
not.
come on
No,
here
it's
and
not.
debunk
No, it's not.
DC?
No, it's not. I'm gonna
What?
tell you right now, Tim. You can keep going, but I'm gonna cook y'all in just a minute on this
Okay.
dink and dunk.
Oh,
But keep
boy.
going,
No,
cause I got
no.
data.
Well,
Let's go.
I was just talking about the
Don't back down. Come on, Tim.
No,
Don't
down
back
the field
down.
pass. All right, but what I
He's
see.
an Alabama fan. He's an Alabama fan, but don't back down because LSU was doing good this year, bro.
Yeah, we doing all right for right now.
Y'all doing all right, but don't back down on this country Bama. Don't do it.
But
fight for your life.
You better fight. Nah.
You better fight for your life.
I mean, from what I've seen in the preseason and what I've seen in rookie minicamp, I haven't seen it yet. Not to say that they can't draw up something for him to accomplish that, and they do have plays, and that's what Oregon did when he was at Oregon, that allowed him, based off his height, to push the ball down the field. But I will say this, the dinks and the dunks, they do work to push the ball down the field. But also, DC, he had faster receivers at Oregon than what he has right now at Cleveland. That's a fact. Now, second to that,
Well,
second,
if that's the case, go ahead, continue, please.
okay. Second to that is Kevin Stefanski is drawing a playbook that fits Dylan Gabriel based off of what Stefanski is seeing in rookie mini camp, in preseason, up until now. So if he don't trust him to
Mm-hmm.
push the ball down the field, then he's gonna constantly do dinks and dunks. Now,
Right.
how you take away that and force him? You could play cover two under, or you
Mm.
could play cover two zone,
Mm.
and that's gonna force him because those DBs and those
They're gonna sit in those zones.
they're gonna sit in those zones and wait for it. And mark my word, we're gonna see it if he plays this Sunday, because I did hear something about his hamstring tightness. So
Oh, come on.
I don't know if he's getting afraid. But in Pittsburgh,
He getting tight. He getting real tight right now.
he getting real tight. But Pittsburgh is going to sit down. We're going to see it. They're going to sit down in that zone, especially that under zone, to force him to push the ball down the field. And if it starts selling on him, oh man, it's gonna be a long night. And he
All right,
liable to
DC,
throw
go
two
ahead,
or
cook
three
with your burner. I
interceptions.
know you got a burner somewhere. Go ahead, cook.
All right, so here's the thing. What do you think Shedeur Sanders' average depth of target is? And most of you have never even heard of what average
We're
depth of
not even
target is.
talking
What do you
Shedeur
think it
yet. Do
is?
not bring Shedeur
No,
into this.
no,
This is not a
no. You said
Shedeur
no,
comparison.
no, no, no,
This
no, no,
is
no, no,
dealing with
no,
Dylan
no, no,
Gabriel.
no, 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 no,
Uno
no,
y
no,
uno. Mano,
no, no. If you're gonna sit here and trash
we're
dink
not
and dunk,
comparing. We're not
if you're
comparing.
gonna see,
Okay, DC,
I got
hold
what you're
on, DC.
saying.
This is a fair thing. Where's Phil so real when I need him?
You
Stop.
you
This
you
is a
said you
fair thing. No, we're gonna deal with Shedeur in a second. I want to deal with Dylan Gabriel alone. I want to just focus, zone in on Dylan Gabriel. You will have your chance because you like to do this thing where you think when we're talking about Dylan Gabriel, we're trying to compare him to Shedeur. I'm just trying to
no.
deal with his
I'm dealing.
pluses
I'm
and his
dealing.
minuses by
I'm
himself.
trying to. I'm trying to get you to take out your vocabulary that dink and dunk doesn't work because if you look at the average depth of
Leave
target,
Shedeur out of it. Do it without Shedeur because we're not focusing on
okay,
Shedeur.
average depth of target is around 8 yards. That's average. All
Mhm.
right. So at the end of the day, is you can sit most of the time. What gets y'all food is that when you watch and see the yaks, the yard after catches, that winds up happening where it makes the play look like it was longer than it was. Not saying that Shedeur can't throw deep because he certainly can. Yes, Shadur's deep ball is better
Why
than
you? I said
Dylan's.
leave Shedeur out of this. We want to focus on Dylan Gabriel. We'll
Okay,
talk about Shedeur in a second, but let's
but this
do
is
it
easy.
without
This is
having to
easy. This
mention
is easy.
Shedeur.
This is easy.
Stay
To
on
sit
this
here,
guy.
yes, to sit here and say he is not still going to be able to dink and dunk is not true. He's still going to be able to do that. Everybody, because the DBs sometimes there's breakdown in coverage. If I'm doing a motion, I still can hit somebody in the flat and then to get the yards after catch. So there's ways to beat that. And Dylan is capable. I'm not saying he's a world beater. I'm not
Hey,
saying he's
Did you
franchise.
watch any of the tape in the preseason and then the practice stuff? Did you watch? Because I think y'all are stuck on
No,
college.
I watched it. I
Y'all
think
want us
what's
to leave college when we're talking
no,
about Shedeur.
I'm not.
Don't say,
I'm
oh,
talking.
he won this in
No,
college. Oh, no. His name was
no,
he was
nah,
retired.
no,
And but
no.
did you watch
Stop,
any of these tapes?
stop. I watched them. Come
Okay.
on now. I watched every last one. I watched as
And you
much
still
as I
trust
can.
him?
Here's what I'm. Well, see, here's what we're saying. Do I trust Dylan? I've been saying this. That's why I'm surprised you taking this angle.
Mhm.
Have already said that the Browns do not have enough weapons for anybody to be successful. Nobody's going to be successful. You just got Isaiah Bond didn't even have a rookie mini camp or a training camp. Then you got Jerry Judy, who is not the same Jerry Judy of yesterday. They don't
Mhm.
necessarily have the deep threats receivers. They don't have that all-star number receiver. When y'all sit back and look at football, for example, folks forget that Tom Brady looked average till you got like the why am I forgetting his name? Randy Moss.
Mhm.
Y'all got to go back and look at it. It's that if you don't have the killer receivers and the great line, and now they got a good running back, but remember that running back didn't even get Krishan Judkins did not even get a full didn't get a rookie camp at all.
Mhm.
Well, he might have got a little bit as well as that. So what I'm saying is even this is not to justify Dylan. What I am saying is functional, but I'm also saying this team does not have the weapons. Even if you put another quarterback out, since we can't say names, it's still going to be a struggle.
We can say
Wow.
names, but we're trying to
I, I
deal
got
with
some
them.
pushback. I,
I'm gonna
Give
let
it
you go
to me.
back. We're trying to deal with them in their own skin. Not because when we get to this whole comparison thing, then we get lost and we don't necessarily ever deal with the individual because it's
Yeah.
like it's like I said, it's a trigger because everybody like thinks, oh, the Shedeur fans are drinking that Kool-Aid and they're never gonna see anything past anybody else. But you sound like you're sold on Dylan Gabriel, but his own coach isn't sold on him.
Like, watch this. So there's Adam in the chat. I'm gonna address that.
Okay.
He says that 4,100 yards and completed 74% passes. How about Gabriel? That right there tells me you didn't look at the numbers. Because if you look at it, you're gonna probably see
You're
72.9%.
trying to bring Shedeur in. I said
I'm
leave
not
Shedeur.
I'm
Yes,
not
leave
trying to bring it
Shedeur.
in.
I'll
I'm
deal
not
with
trying to bring it in. I'm not
alone.
trying to bring it in. What
But
I
you
was
but you
addressing,
saw something that triggered you.
it didn't
hey, can I
trigger me.
say
It's
this
just
real?
a
It did trigger you.
Hey, I will
go
say
ahead,
this.
Tim.
College, college stats and NFL going into the NFL doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't because the game is a lot faster. The, the more teams are well rounded as far as skill set. And what Dylan Gabriel did at Oregon last year, even though he played Ohio State, everybody else were they were Rudy Poo teams, man. So I mean, they didn't really have a strong schedule,
Bro, you see
but
Oregon's schedule this year?
they got a
Yeah,
nice schedule this
I
year.
said, what the heck is
but
going
but
on?
Tim, but
Are they
Tim,
going
but
to
here,
play any real team? Anyway, we're not
but
talking
but
about
here's the
Oregon.
thing, Tim. Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you this perspective. We're taking this one game and judging it. We're not factoring in that the Vikings had the number 3 pass defense, and other up until when they played the Browns in London, they had only allowed 3 passing TDs the entire season, which is short. It hadn't been going on that long, and Dylan scored 2. That's not bad. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but to sit here and automatically believe, hey, defenses, which of course defenses are going to adjust for that, but that doesn't mean that the Browns don't have at least enough talent to adjust of it. It's not saying he's going to be a world beater. What I'm saying is, and I do see him as a lifelong, probably going to be backup. But again, I don't want to limit him. He might be a Marcus Mariota. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, is that I challenge y'all to go find out who that is. The
Hmm.
thing being is that he is that he at least played decent enough against a number 3 pass defense to continue to play.
Well, let me ask you this quick question, and I hope I don't overstep you, Harry.
Now go ahead,
Uh,
because we about to jump into Shador's
okay,
stuff, and then we
okay,
end with Shedeur.
okay. I'm gonna ask both of y'all this question. Based off of college, which you've seen with your own 2 eyes in college, right? Both athletes. Who do you feel based right now at the NFL level give them a better chance to?
Oh, you're leaning into what he wants. Don't do it.
No, 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 no,
DC
no,
wants this.
no. Would give him a better chance
Oh.
of
Yeah, we're
of
not ready for
pushing the
that
team
question yet.
forward.
We're not ready
Oh,
for that
okay,
question.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Let's save that question. All right, so we got DG out the way. The reason why we had to do DG is because he's the starter, right? Shedeur is the backup now. He's number 2. All right. Now, I heard Skip Bayless say, listen, Dylan Gabriel is being either neutered or something. They're keeping him packaged, right? But there are times where the coach is going to give you something, but your talent level and your personality and how you play as a leader in a winner is going to eventually override some of the things that Stefanski does. So when there is an opportunity for you to extend a play, Dylan Gabriel is probably not the type of guy that you want doing that. Shedeur Sanders has proven that he is a play extender. And you got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly with that, because when he starts doing his little wiggle, wobble, doing whatever, it looks ugly at times. But when it works, it looks beautiful. So we got Shedeur now at number 2. Shedeur comes in. What's our expectations for Shedeur? So we got 10 minutes, 8:30, we got to end. I'm going to let Tim go first, and then DC, you take it. Now we're just dealing with Shedeur, his good, his bad, and then whatever else we want to discuss as it pertains to the Cleveland Browns and him being a starter.
I look at it as long as he have time to throw the ball. I mean, long as he throw the ball away, long as he don't take stupid sacks, I feel like the sky is gonna be the limit for him. And I don't see anything besides those two things, or maybe how much time he has with the ones, which they say he haven't been getting any. Uh, that's the only three things that I can think of that will hurt him. Other than that, I feel like the players are they're gonna be super excited. They're gonna play at a different level. I feel like with him being out there, just because I feel like the locker room believes in him. Uh, but he's faced with what he's faced with, and it can't do anything about it. But once he do get his opportunity, those are the only three things that I can see with my natural eyes that I feel like uh, would stop him from being great.
So DC, before I tag you in, I'm going to do this 8 Mile Eminem thing. Let me just give you all the negatives, and then I'm going to you deal with it. Shedeur holds the ball too long. Shedeur does not know how to hand the ball off. Now, we haven't seen him play in 2 months, so we don't know if he's worked on any of that, and I don't believe he has, because I think he's not changed. All right, but I'm just laying it out. Shedeur, he tries to be a perfectionist, so that plays in the holding the ball too long and trying to make decisions late, and the NFL will figure him out fast, and he will be getting sacked a lot. What am I missing out of the Shedeur bad package? Holds the ball too long. Sometimes he's indecisive. He's gonna get he's sack prone. Tim, am I missing something? Stuff that we've talked about. What am I missing?
Um, what sack prone, holding the ball too long.
Right, that's the big one. He holds the ball too long, so that kind of plays into him getting sacked. He's indecisive sometimes. Sometimes, because I think that's a plus for him also. But he tries to do too much. He tries to go for the win all the time, and sometimes I think Panda said this, that we ain't call you out here to be a hero. We just need you to play good football. Those are the bad. DC, go.
I would say that I would expect him to be average at best with the team. I mean, you're talking about a line that's 27 out of 32 teams. You're talking about you don't have the receivers that are like put the dagger in your heart. You do have a good running game, and I expect them to use that. I don't think Stefanski is going to get out there and allow Shedeur to be all that. He's probably going to say, bro, take the check downs. Some of those passes when he was messing up and going back 20 or 30 yards, if he had taken the check down, if you see some of the film, if he had taken that, Shedeur would have been fine. That's the thing I would say, is that if we've gotten rid of most of the, step back and turning around and stuff to try to throw the ball to make a play, I think he'll be fine. But he's a rookie, so I don't expect a rookie to go out there and ball out. I think that's unrealistic to expect that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but
I got a burning question. DC, I'm sorry to cut you off.
go forward.
Okay. Take this question in stride. Answer it the best way you can, because we're about to end. We got 6 minutes. Whose negatives, if they fix it, is more of a franchise ready to take the Browns where they need to go? If they fix their negatives, who's more ready to step into that zone if they fix whatever the negatives that if we were to put out all of the negatives? Who's more ready to be that dude for the Browns? Shedeur or DG?
Tim, you go.
I would say Shedeur because those few things that we mentioned are fixable. Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he's going to be growing anymore. So I would say Shedeur.
I guess you can throw in there whose ceiling is higher, right? Because I don't think any quarterback can fix 100% of the things that's wrong with them, right? That it doesn't make sense because obviously people are going to make mistakes. They're going to fall right back into their old habits once things go bad. That's the reason why that's just part of human nature. But just a basic, simple question, DC. You can answer that and then tell me who has a higher ceiling.
I think that
Don't hurt
Shedeur
yourself.
does.
I know it's hurting you, bro. Don't blow a gasket giving Shedeur compliments. I know
No, I
it
think I
hurts.
think Shedeur has more physical traits. Absolutely, I think that Shedeur is better than DG. Do I think that gap is very wide? No, I don't. I don't think it's thin or razor thin, but I don't think it's wide because there's a lot of things Shedeur has to work on that you just don't fix overnight. I think that Dylan is doing some things and he'll get better, but I do think because of height and because of the Shadeur's accuracy, I'd have to say give him the edge.
So this is El Hombre Negro. That's a weird name. Ever since he came on here, I was like, damn, what is wrong with this name? Anyways, Dylan. So the fact that they are willing to work with Dylan Gabriel and they've shown no sign of wanting to work with Shedeur, how does that play with if they all of a sudden decide to go with Shedeur? How do we, as the fan base, knowing what we know about them and how they've handled this whole thing, do we sit back and relax and say, okay, finally we're getting a chance, or are we not gonna feel like we got a chance? Because if somebody don't like you, they don't like you. If a girl doesn't like you, right? And I'll give you a little scenario. You're in a small town. The girl, there was a suave type dude and whatever. And then he just happened to go to the military. And then now you're the last option. And all of a sudden, she now likes you, or you happen to be dating. But you think she's really going to treat you like the dude that went to the military? Or she's just going to be like, well, I mean, you're the last option, so it is what it is. They ain't going to do much. They're just going to just throw you out there and say, go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. We're going to hear from your fans and your dad's mouth anyway, so go ahead. What are your thoughts on that?
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. We all know that Shedeur works hard. Can't nobody say he doesn't, right? I'd never say, even the haters, you be a fool. But I may ask you both this. Shedeur works hard, but do you think he is at a point where he's coachable enough to break those habits?
That's a good one.
I know, bro.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
called me. You got me in the dang. I was waiting for something easy. The fact that you say coachable, it puts a wrinkle in it. Is he coachable enough? When you say coachable enough, that makes it easier to answer because I don't know that we're saying he's not coachable. I don't think Shedeur has ever been a problem with being coachable. So I would say yes, he's coachable, but the answering the question, if it was asked in a different way, like, are they working on those things? Do they have time to work on those things? Do they recognize it enough to single out specific things to say, okay, we're going to beat this out of your head? I don't think so. I feel like the playbook is enough of a headache to try to get down because you want that playbook to be open, and we don't know what percentage of the playbook they're going to be able to open because he hasn't had the reps. So they're working on that. Do they have time to get rid of his low habits? maybe you get that dude that was with him in college, and you try to let him know, hey man, look, dude, can y'all work on this at that high school stuff that he be doing? Right? Like, can y'all work on this? Put him in a situation where you just say, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. You do it enough to where he gets sick and tired of you and starts cussing out your cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of work. I don't think the Cleveland Browns have time to do that. And unfortunately, he's gonna repeat those mistakes. That's what I think. Go ahead.
So
Go
you
ahead.
saying if I'm the OC and
Mhm.
I'm and Tim, I'm gonna shut up and get out your way. If I'm the OC, or if I'm the QB coach and I'm watching Shedeur and he makes some plays, but it's like, Shedeur, look, this is practice. In a game, it ain't gonna work that way. I need you to stop trying to run around here and dance around and throw the freaking check down. And Shedeur said, you don't expect that Shedeur would say, no, I'm sitting up here, I'm reading it. I'm gonna go with what it is that I believe that it is. It's like, no, that's what I'm saying. Coachable is that I don't care what you're saying. If a coach is saying, if you're having a clash, like obviously him and Sean Lewis has a clash, but there's not dad to or head coach to bring in. Is he going to say, all right, you know what? I know what I normally do because he's a playmaker. I'm going to do what they told me to do.
Basically, somewhere in there you're trying to like skirt around the idea of is he cocky? Is he too hard headed? I think yes, he's cocky and he's too hard headed. I think his dad set him up. You know what I'm saying? Like when you are with your dad for what 8 years, was not more than 8 years, right? Like when you're with your dad and he spoiled you because you can pretty much get away with murder, then yes, it's ingrained in him. He's spoiled. And it's going to be real difficult to undo a lot of those things. So yes, I believe that he is cocky. He is hard-headed, but I cannot go with he's not coachable. It's hard for me to accept he's not coachable because his personality and Shedeur is humble to an extent where you don't want to undo what makes him him. But I think he's humble enough to where he's still reachable. I don't think he's too far gone.
Wait, here's what I want to say, because like in the comments, somebody saying, well, Cam Ward has the same QB coach and he has the coach. There is a difference between a quarterback
Have you
coach
seen their
that's
record? Cam Ward's
uh,
record?
yeah, I have, but there is a difference between a quarterback coach that's working your fundamentals and mechanics
Yes.
and one that is helping you with that particular team's offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's the difference. It's if you sit back and say, yeah, Shedeur has that skill, he's a playmaker. But if it is that I need you to do this because the offensive coordinator and the QB coach is trying to get you to fit in with that offense because you don't have the Travis Hunters, you don't have the Jimmy Horns, you don't have that. So what they're trying to do to run to their strength, even though Shedeur may say, well, this is my strength over here, but that might not be the team strength. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I'm getting at, and I'm not saying he's not at all. I'm just
Well,
saying,
let's let Tim get his off because he hasn't had a chance to talk on it yet. Before we kind of leave the subject.
I would say this real quick. I think Shedeur is intelligent enough
Mm.
to know what was hurting him. And I feel like he can wash whatever it is that's holding him back from getting to where he wants to get to. So I think those small things that a lot of teams passed on him because of in college, I feel like that he can clean that stuff up, and we're going to be able to see it because I feel like it's an end goal for him, not a short-term goal for him. And in order for
I don't
him
think it's going to be
to,
this season though, Tim.
I think,
I don't trust that he will be able to clean all of that up in this season. I'll
well,
say maybe gradually we will see some changes, but I cannot. I will push back all day if I think Shedeur is going to
right.
start. He's going to come up here and like all of a sudden you're going to see a new Shedeur. Mm.
Well, I bet on myself to say that I feel like we would. Now, him running around with the football and stuff, you're gonna see that from all quarterbacks. I don't care
Because
who
he's a
they
playmaker,
are.
right? I mean, he's
He's
a
a
playmaker. So,
playmaker. Look
right.
at look with let me see, Patrick Mahomes last night. He was sitting back there. He had time. He was just holding the ball, trying to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
So, now running the opposite way, that's different. That's different. So if I see that, then yeah, I'm gonna say, okay, you're not learning. What are you not learning from all this? Like, this ain't college, but
But hey, Tim, let me give you this. Coach Prime still don't know how to call a timeout. Does that say anything about these Sanders? I didn't mean to quiet the whole panel.
Hey Tim, but you notice something like let's look at it this way.
uh,
Like bad habits. Like now that we are really seeing what's going on, like for example, when we let's just use how Salter played TCU. Near the beginning of the game, Salter was decent, though he threw some INTs. But did you notice near the end, his dropbacks were like way, like almost 15, 20 yards? Like he was having a clean pocket, and the line was doing it, but he was backing way up, which basically means you're going to give us team that's got the ability to react to the football. They're going to have more time because unless you can really gun it, you're not going to necessarily get in there. So it's those little things. And I get what Tim is saying, and I support that. I'm just saying, like what you're saying, Harry, it's to a point where these things in his game is, and here's the thing. I think that the Browns would not have drafted Shedeur if they didn't see the raw material. Is the raw material there? Absolutely. Nobody should be saying anything different. It's just that it's going to take time. And unfortunately, I just don't trust that the Browns will be able to do it, bro. I'm just being honest with you.
and you know what, DC, I agree with what you just said because it makes sense because like Salter, I use Salter for example. You know what he did at Liberty and what they're asking him to do here. That's why I sent you that video, and I challenge anybody in the chat to go and look at Kalen Salter highlights at Liberty. Like, he's a run first quarterback, and once you look at the highlights, it's a lot of people open, but he's taking off running, and Colorado can't break those habits. The only way they're gonna be able to break them is to bench him. I feel like, because he's gonna continue to do exactly what he did at Liberty.
I look at it. I could look. It's hard. Like we remember now, we talked about Coach Prime, right? This is in the whole aspect of, hey, is Shedeur going to be able to make these changes? Are we going to be able to see the changes? Coach Prime, like I said, Shantae, he still don't know how to call a timeout, right? So how hard is it when that's the one Achilles that everybody is pointing out from year to year? 2023, 2024, now in 2025. You mean nobody has ever said, hey man, let's work on you calling timeouts or appoint somebody to help you to call timeout? Or we just say we're going to ignore this and just let it go, right? So you said that makes no zero. Yeah, it makes zero sense to me, Chantel. You're right. You see, me and you agree. It makes zero sense why 2023, 3 years, one man just to learn one thing, to call a timeout. See, Shante, I knew you and I could get together. I knew you and I could think the same. How can it take 3 years for one man to just learn one thing? So, and then his son? That was a good question, DC, man. I think they might work on one thing, and that may be like trying to get rid of the ball. But like it's like riding a bike. It's already ingrained in him. The second he gets flustered, just like Colorado going right back to the pass and abandoning the run, Shedeur's going to fall right back into his old habits because he's trying to make a play. He's trying to get people to love him, like Prime trying to, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get people to he's a playmaker. Playmakers are looking for the who, the ah. I don't know that his brain can be rewired to think like somebody who is just going to be checking downs. He wants those highlights. He's like his dad. He wants those highlights. He wants to be on Sports Center. He wants to da-na-na, da-na-na. Like Shedeur lives for that stuff. It's in his dad and it's also in him. Challenge me, anybody, if you think I'm wrong. Challenge me. And I'll go right back to his dad. Don't know how to call timeouts in 3 years. So challenge me if you want.
I
I can't
agree
challenge
with
you.
you, Harry. I agree with you, but it's gonna take, and it is hard, but it's gonna take for Shedeur to be like, you know what? Hey, what I used to do with my dad, play that 500 ball, I can't do that here. If I want to get to where I want to get to, which is the franchise quarterback. I don't care what team. He's not gonna be able to
And
play
you already
500 ball.
think
He's
you're a
gonna have to.
franchise. See, that's the thing. You got to think like
He
a
don't.
Sanders. You got to think
He
like a
doesn't
Sanders.
think that though.
He's
That's what I'm
already
saying. Like,
thinking he's the franchise. Remember, that's
no,
why he turned
we
down.
thinking that we
No,
as
this is the same reason why he turned down Baltimore and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the reason, because he's the franchise. He already thinks he's the franchise, bro.
okay. Why do most high school athletes four stars, I say high threes and high fours, come to Colorado versus taking that scholarship to Alabama? I'll wait.
You talking about the shine, the clout? Is that what you trying to allude to? The clout?
Help him out, DC. I'm gonna wait.
What was the question? You said why do the 3 and 4 stars take it to Colorado?
Why do high four stars, regardless if it's Colorado or other teams,
Mm-hmm.
why do they choose Colorado over Alabama? And I don't want to use no Gold Jackets or Coach Prime.
I think it's the clout. That's what I think. I think it's the clout.
Kids want to play now. They want to play now. So therefore, where's the best place for me to go play now? If Jordan Seaton would have went to Alabama when he came out, he may have played, depending on how he did in camp.
He wasn't getting
Am I
around
right,
Proctor.
DC, or am I wrong?
He was not going
That's
to
what
get
I'm
around
saying.
Proctor. He was not
So
getting
he went
around
to
Proctor.
Colorado to play now.
And Harry B.
Well, if that's the case, then this should be stacked with 4 stars.
And
This
check
should
this
be
out, Harry.
stacked with 5 stars.
And Proctor is the guy that was the right tackle. He's the one that caught that big boy that caught that pass in Georgia game and also ran that football to get the first down against Vandy this week. So they made some special deal with him to showcase him. But I think it's like this. I think Shedeur has to just do stuff. I think now I'll say this, Tim, a dude that's got a tent with legendary on it, yeah, he thinks he's a franchise QB. There ain't no
Yeah,
question about that.
that's what
But
I'm saying.
I think there's a time where you have to
Do
you
anything,
have
I'm a backup.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
standard.
he's
Are
not.
you
And I
kidding me?
understand that, but I
Hey,
think that
when you're done, can you address your internet wife here, because she's annoying me.
well, let
Just
me just
finish your thought and then address your
I'd say this,
internet
like,
wife.
but I do think they have to adjust their game. Like, think about it. RG3 was phenomenal in college, but he didn't adjust his game. Tried to sit there and make some runs, and that took him out. And we've all seen that. Johnny Manziel, all that. You thought you were the man, and you do that. So I think if he takes the coaching, that's the key thing. I don't know. I was just asking that question because I don't know the answer to that. But if he takes the coaching well, and that he's able to understand the game, and for a rookie it's going fast, but when it slows down where he can kind of just get into his groove. And that's not saying he's not intellectually capable by any means. It's just that you're dealing with major big playbooks. I think he's going to be fine, but it's just a wait and see because it takes a moment for rookie. Now, what did this internet person that
Yeah,
that I'm signing them papers
this
after I get
Angela
to
Yee
this?
over here,
I'm signing this.
coach's daughter. She said, "How do you?" So this is 3 years. I'm sticking on Coach Prime. Don't know how to call timeout. All right, but she's challenging that. in a very basic way. All right. I wish she would have. She said she's dropping knowledge, but she ain't dropping no knowledge. She's just basic. How do you know when to call a timeout? But someone that has dedicated their life to football doesn't know when to call a timeout.
You answered your own question. You answered your own question, Shantae. You should know that, because guess what? Ain't no pockets in the gold jacket. You got to get rid of them timeouts there, Shantae. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day here's the thing, like Wild Dog said, when you
Y'all
throw
gonna
the
make
ball,
sure they cover the panel.
yeah. One of the things this past game, when you throw the ball down the field and then you got your big old lineman that's already just tired, you got to call a timeout so they can catch their breath. So they can get in there and get
Can we
set.
go over like the possible wins to call timeouts? Should we? To help certain people out. Let's go over possible times. DC, help us out. When
You're
are
not finna
possible times you're supposed to call timeout? Just give me two that you know. Just give me two, and then Tim will give me his two.
Okay, two. One of them will be if you are trying to, the team is moving the ball, you know, you don't have a lot of time, so you're calling it to stop the team, believing you can get a stop and get the ball back. The other time that you can call it where it's you watch what the defense did and you look over and say, hey, I don't like that set. I don't think we're ready. And so and with the play we call, they got the right defense. I'm calling the timeout. Those are my two.
Tim, give me two.
Hey, come back to me.
Okay, so let me give you two, right? Like, Prime did something where people were accusing him of icing his own kicker, right? When you call timeout to ice a kicker, timeouts you can use for momentum switches, right? You want to change the momentum of the game, you can call a timeout, right? Prime keeps timeouts. I got an illustration for you. Prime loves timeouts. He caught us with timeouts, right? I think he got like Gucci sheets or Louis sheets.
Hold on, Shantae, did you really say you would call a timeout for a 2-point conversion? It's already a timeout. You don't call a timeout before the 2-point
Keep
conversion.
in mind who's talking. This is Coach Prime.
I'm messing with you.
Timeout defender. This is the person defending that Coach Prime knows how to call timeout.
If Coach Prime calls a timeout before he tries to go for a 2-point conversion, they will clown him forever. I'm just telling you, because you should already know when you score, you're ready to do what you gonna do. You already know if you score down the field and score if you need to go for two, right, Tim?
Yeah, you just wave your hands. Tim said, "Come back to him. He's busy."
You throw up the two fingers.
Right, you throw up the two fingers. You're going for two, and then you set up and you go for two. Like, you're not calling no timeout for that.
You saving 2 points for me. Okay.
Because I know where her mind was. Because he always has two timeouts left at every game. That's why she said the two. Get it? 2 points, two timeouts. It's easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to know.
Okay, guys, I'm back with y'all. Sorry about that.
Oh, we're cloudy. We're cloudy.
Tim, when would you normally? What's your examples of
give
calling
us just your random two timeout.
I would ice a kicker.
Hey, Miss Pamela says she's off the B Watts because we're not talking anything she want to hear.
My first. Wow.
Hey, say B Watt. Tell B Watts Harry B and TLP said what up. Oh gosh.
First thing I would do is, ice a kicker. I would use a timeout to ice a kicker, and then I would use I would try to use, like, say for instance, let me see, play clock is 2:13 left in the game. You down by 3. I would, depending on where the ball is sitting at, I just say the ball is on their 30-yard line.
You're putting it too close. You're putting it way too close.
No, the ball is on the opponent's 30, not our 30.
Oh, okay.
the
Okay.
opponent's 30.
Okay.
So, and it's 213. Uh, uh, I'm gonna use a timeout if they don't convert on second second and 10. And
Mm-hmm.
say if they get 2 yards, I may use a timeout.
Let's
Cause
ask Chantel why you want to call it before. Why you want to call it at that time, Chantel? Come on. Why do you want to call it at the 213 mark?
why? Are you asking me that, or are you asking
I'm
Shantae that?
asking her. Anyway,
Oh,
just go ahead, tell her. Just go ahead, tell
oh,
her. We ain't got all night.
because
She called times out just like Prime, so we
oh,
can't.
okay. I want those 13. Those 13 seconds could cost me the game if I don't take my time out. So I want to give my team as much time left to either send it into overtime or win the game. So therefore, I'm gonna take a timeout because I got a timeout at the 2 minute warning.
Boom, right there.
So and then I still got an extra timeout. So in actuality, I got
You got
three.
three
So
timeouts.
that's when I would use it.
Look,
You
That's
got
how I
a,
because
would use
y'all
my timeout.
cookers.
you just finesse your way into three timeouts. You feel me? That's why we be screaming call timeout, because now you can actually, like, we can use the last game. Like, you can, maybe not the last game, but one of those times where he did not call timeouts, he needed to call the timeout to get his team's mind in the right place. All right, guys, you know the situation. Let's go over this. Even if you practice that, it doesn't mean that now you're in the game, you're going to remember everything you practiced. It's obvious, right? Because I'm sure the practice, hey, man, if the ball is kicked, right, do not turn your back because the ball, you know what I'm saying? If you are on special teams, the practice that, but people forget. So just in case you say, oh, they already practiced that, why should he have to remind them? For those same reasons. So
Watch. Let me
you
ask you
call
this.
them together, you call the timeout at the 213 mark, right? And then you calm them down. You say, here's what we're gonna do. You guys know this drill. We've been over this many times. Just calm down, play, do what you're supposed to do. Right? We're gonna march down here and we're gonna score this thing. So you put confidence in them so they're not thinking rush, 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 rush while he's sitting there looking like Homer Simpson's disappearing into the bushes. But go ahead, DC.
Let me ask you this. I'm looking at Homer Simpson. So so check this
Oh
out.
my god.
You're on the sideline. We're all playing for Coach Prime, and Coach Prime calls a timeout, and we got like 40 yards to go to get a touchdown. It's sick. They're up. The opponent's up by 6, and Coach Prime comes out and gives you one of them 15, 20, 25 minute speeches, but not 25 minutes, but seconds, where he's looking you in the eye and said, "I called this timeout to tell y'all I believe in you. Y'all got this." And you send that one of them fiery speeches he has. What's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
your mindset when you go back on the field? Oh,
Uh-huh.
we finna go down here and just wreck stop. We about to go in here and destroy. And sometimes you have to call because it's like you're level setting and you're getting your team
Yes.
focused.
Level
Go
setting is
ahead.
good.
We're getting ready to win this game. Stop worrying about it. Just go play Colorado football.
Man,
Boom.
And on top of this, DC, you stop the momentum.
right.
Yep.
You shift momentum that way too.
Because now
That's
they got
right.
to sit over there and wait and figure out what you about to come do and all of that stuff, that psychological thing that's going on. You're playing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the reason why we're hard on our mans in them. Pause. But still, but this is what, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody hating Prom here. We love Prom. But hey, if we're saying that if it's very hard for Shedeur to for Prom to change that small little thing, how easy is it going to be for his son, who's been doing this forever, and he had total reign on his dad's team, right? Total reign. Like, it's my dad's team. I can do
Right.
whatever I want. He
Right.
calls me grown, so I'm Shedeur. I'm his man's,
Let me
right?
say
So
this. Right. And
it's
let
going
me
to be
say this.
hard for him to get rid of those habits, man.
Right, and here go the thing, and then imagine if the prime is that he turn around and they have a thing where I want my towels going like helicopters, and the whole bench is like, "Come on!" And you look over and see that your teammates hyping you up, man. That's the type of stuff where you go, "I'm finna run through a brick wall. They ain't finna stop nothing." You have to do those things. So sometimes, again, it's not well. Let's call it leadership timeouts that sometimes you have to do that. I don't see enough of that, especially at key moments where you can clearly see your team ain't there. That's something. Here's the thing: Coach Prime has had enough ball where he knows when they got the eye of the target when they don't.
Oh, but DC, this is this thing that they got that I think they got to get rid of too. I forgot who said it on the last live. They in their mind, you practice and you play like you practice and you practice like you play, right? So I think Prom is in that mindset where why am I going to go do the things or say those things that we've already practiced? We've already went over a game. We told y'all this is what's going to happen. So when I'm in that situation, I ain't got to call no timeout to tell you what we already went over. Just do those things that I already said. But that's not how this works. It ain't how this works. We know he's a gold jacket, but that's when he was playing. When he was that, how he became a gold jacket was those good coaches knowing how to call timeouts that led him to be a gold jacket. So it's his playing. It's not, oh, okay, he got a gold jacket in because he knows how to coach. No, the gold jacket was playing. But those coaches that he played for, they knew how to manipulate the clock. They knew how to manipulate the psychological, what the defense was showing you and how to slow them down. They knew how to call certain things. And if the head coach, I don't Dan Lanning, does he call his own plays or he has an OC?
I think he's got an OC.
I guarantee you, if Dan Lanning has, he got his game plan and he's going through his game plan and you know he eats football and he sleeps football, right? If he sees something going on and he's like, nah, man, I know we can win this game, but I need to do this. I got a feeling he overrides his people. He's like, nah, let's do X, Y, and Z. Prom trusts his people so much to a fault.
Man, Harry B, I done seen, and you'll remember this, Tim. I done seen Saban when Lane Kiffin was the OC. I done seen Tim Saban cuss Lane Kiffin out. You clearly saw his mouth go, run the effing ball. Everybody saw. He said, "Run the effing ball."
I
He
remember that.
walked off from him, and guess what? They started to run the doggone ball. It was because folks was cracking up laughing because Saban had lost his, you know what, right down the sideline. I need blank, 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 blank.
Yeah.
It was done. You got to do that.
She said she's booing us. All right. That's it. You can't keep booing us. Stop. You're hurting my feelings, Shante.
I know I'm crying inside.
I'm over here. I'm crying. I don't know why y'all can't just take us trying to hold our mans upright. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a few things. You just learn it, and then next you know, we want you to win. We want you to become an elite coach. You know what I'm saying? So get your mind in the game. If you got too much on your plate, then let somebody else coach. But if you
Well,
really want to get this legacy as a coach, then you got to get your mind in the game and you got to do those little things that make great coaches. You can't just keep leaning on talent. You can't just keep leaning on the people that's on the field. You're going to have to get involved. You're going to have to insert yourself in the game, and you're going to have to will your team to victory. You can't try. The dudes are giving you enough points to win the game, but it's up to you now to take those points and cultivate them and say, there ain't no daggone way I'm losing this game. And then you as a head coach, you're going to take that daggone headphone and you're going to insert yourself and you're going to say, I don't care what we're doing. We're running this ball down their throat. We're going to make sure that they don't score before the half. Those are the decisions that changes the momentum of the game. Look how they control the momentum of the game. They came and scored at the half, came back and beat us. It's because of momentum. Big Mo, have you ever heard of Big Mo? Big Mo is a fat dude that wins games.
Hey, you ain't lying. But check this out. And Tim, remember that Saban would go off on players at doggone LSU. He would light into them. Come, you're not finna go out there and play. And then the other thing I would say is that, like, it is there. You got to. That's that hard coaching. I can't tell you how many headsets I seen Steve Spurrier break. That dude would just be pissed off when something didn't go that way because
Boy, he'll break them in a minute.
dude. I mean, it was crazy. So, but the thing is, it is there in that, you know. I don't expect a ton out. I expect Prime to be Prime, but I also know he's dealing with some stuff. I don't want to be hard on him, but Harry B, I think it's past your bedtime.
Oh yeah, we got to get it up. All right, let's get ahead and
Yeah,
get our final thoughts so we can get up out of here, man.
I defer mine to Tim.
Tim, go.
Great show, Harry, man. Great show, man. I'm glad to be back on with you guys, man. Talk ball. This week, man, I feel like if Colorado can play a second half game, I feel like it'll be close like TCU game. And they probably could upset Iowa State if they lean on the run and stop trying to play 500 ball after they score a touchdown or two.
Here's a controversial thought. If Colorado beats Iowa State, I don't think that'll be an upset. Colorado, from what I've seen in Colorado talent-wise, I feel like Colorado is one of the top teams in the Big 12 this year. And it's such a shame that they can't finish and then put it all together. But I don't think the thing that they lack is actually talent. I think what they lack is coaching involvement in the outcome of these situations. I think that's what they lack. They do lack on-field leadership. They don't have not BJ Green, but the Nakahil Green. They don't have Chidozie. They don't have those people, right? Those guys that are, upperclassmen that's going to weld them into, hey, guys, let's get our heads together. They don't have that. But I think the coaching staff can fill in the gaps. And they just don't have it, man. I'm telling you, it's lacking on the sidelines. It's not the talent. Colorado has played every game, and they've been in it. They've led the teams in the first half. So it's not like they lack talent. So I don't think Colorado can. The only team that I'm for sure that Colorado is going to have an issue with, and they'll probably beat, is Texas Tech. Texas Tech. That's the only team that I feel like is going to thrash Colorado. But I might be wrong. That might be Colorado's best game, and Colorado might beat them.
They don't play
know
Texas
how it
Tech.
happens.
They don't play Texas Tech. I think they can beat Iowa State because Iowa State doesn't have.
Oh, hold on. They don't play them? Hold on. I thought I saw Texas not on that schedule.
No, they're not on there. I think that
Oh,
Colorado
thank
can
God.
beat. Yeah, Colorado can beat Iowa State because Iowa State, man, the secondary is porous. Whoever they put out there should be able to slice and dice them with the pass and beat them with the run. I just think to a point where, just like we saw that game with Iowa State, but Iowa State can get down 28 points and come back on you if you do not play your game. Rocco Beck can run that ball because we saw them. They almost beat Cincinnati. So that's the thing. Iowa State is only a 3.5 favorite. So you can beat them, but it's to a point where folks, it's like this. And then this is my final statement. I think that when you have teams that do great first, second quarter, fizzle out third quarter and fourth, when you have teams that can't finish, that's a leadership issue all day long. You don't have the eye of the tiger. You don't have the mindset of a finish him, like on the doggone game. So they've got to make a decision, and you can turn that on. They've just got to make a decision to just one word: finish. That's it. Great show.
I think Colorado can actually win out. From what I know that they have, I feel like it's 2023 when I knew that the team that they had was a good team. What's gonna be the breaking point, or what's gonna be the change? It has to be somebody in that organization has to decide they want it. But Colorado has, based on the talent that's on that they put out every week, or that we've seen so far from Georgia Tech, from the very first game to TCU, Colorado can win out. I would have never made that statement prior to TCU, and y'all know that. I would have never made that statement, but what I saw from TCU, and then reminiscing back to Georgia Tech, Colorado can win out. They have the talent to win out. Not saying they will win out. They can win out if they want it. Somebody's going to have to win it or want it. The state game, the Arizona State game, State is not the same state. All right. The other state, K-State is not the same K-State. They're wounded. Both teams are wounded. And then from Utah and Iowa, Colorado can win out. I promise you, Colorado can win out. Will they win out? I can't promise you that. I don't think they can win out, but I think they have the talent to win out. That's just how I feel. All right, guys. Shedeur. Shedeur. When does Shedeur play before we leave? Let's get predictions. When Shedeur plays?
I think they're gonna give Dylan at least 5 games.
How many more
So
games we got?
what did we just play the 5th game? So 10. So if by game 10, 11, you may see Shedeur play, but that's what we had predicted anyway. If you was gonna see him around 11 or 12, but I just don't see it being where they just go. Like I said, that's a tricky thing. I mean, if Dylan gets injured, then Shedeur will be ahead of time. But I will say this: my elephant in the room is I don't think they let Flacco go that quickly unless they believe Deshaun Watson is ready to play.
Yeah, I don't think Deshaun Watson is coming this season. I
I,
don't think, but if the Browns are going to be, Browning, then we should expect a quarterback to come in this week. Like they're bringing in a quarterback for sure. They're not going with two. They're not. Their whole roster
no,
right now is strictly.
if you go with 2 rookies, a rookie and a backup, the same year, you are the worst team that has ever existed in any sport.
Right.
Let's
So
just go ahead and call that. There ain't no
somebody's
way that's
coming
gonna
in.
happen.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody's coming in. I mean, I know they brought that dude in from for the practice squad to run the practice squad, but I don't think they're going to call him up because somebody got to run that practice squad. So I think they're going to bring somebody in. So we should look around and if you smell the Browning, then that means that something's about to happen. So there has to be a quarterback coming in. Somewhere there's a quarterback coming in.
I don't see no quarterbacks coming in for the remaining of the season. If Dylan is having issues with
So
his
who's the vet?
hamstring,
So who would be the vet? They need a vet.
no, they don't need a vet. They didn't. They already. I feel like the Browns didn't figure that they didn't screw this season up once again. So
Okay.
now it's just like, you know what? We finna ride the rest of the season with our 2 rookies. We finna find out if we have a franchise quarterback in this building.
They know
If
they
we
don't. So
if we
they're about to draft a quarterback.
if we do, then hey, you know what? We finna build around them because we got 1,000,001 picks in the 2026 draft. So go get linemen, go get wide receivers. But if not, then I feel like Shedeur, if he don't play this coming up Sunday against Pittsburgh, and then I feel like after the bye week, then we could probably see Shedeur playing.
I think
What is your path for him playing this Sunday? Injury?
Dylan Gabriel, Stefanski said that Dylan Gabriel is dealing with some tightness on that hamstring again.
Oh Lord. I think
so.
he's just scared.
But then why would you trade a QB when you have one that's dealing that I know that you're saying what you're saying is just that right there like literally make no sense to do that because if Dylan can't go and then the next thing you know is that you put Shedeur in and if something which you ain't speaking we speak health of all of them something happens you are screwed.
But who's there? Who would be their emergency? The practice squad guy?
Yeah, the practice squad guy would be their emergency, but don't be surprised if the practice. Well, no. Yeah, the practice
That means they
squad
have
guy
to
can
call
go.
him up. He has to be available. They have to suit him up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, who's to say that this ain't coming from higher up, DC?
Yeah, but I don't like I said, what sense would it make to just give Dylan a game at QB1 and then turn around and put him back at QB2?
No, 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 no. He's gonna be QB1 because that's the Stefanski guy.
Right.
That's the Stefanski guy. He's not going to two. From here on out for the rest of the season, he's gonna be listed as QB1. That's gonna be written in stone. And I don't feel like they're going to go out and get another quarterback because now they need to see, okay, what do we have in these two rookies that then turn this franchise, turn this organization upside down once again. Let me see what they have.
You can bring
Moving
somebody
forward.
in and still do that, but you need a security blanket. They don't have one right now.
But who they gonna bring in is the question. They just
Russell
sent,
Wilson
sorry,
is there.
Russell Wilson didn't Russell Wilson get traded?
No,
Or he's still at New York.
he's still in New York.
That could be a possibility.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is there, so they can bring Russell Wilson in.
And they may bring in RG3 off his podcast. Ain't no telling.
No, don't try to diminish RG3. He's back on TV. RG3 is now calling the NFL games again.
Man, if you bring
No,
Russell
NFL
Wilson,
college. I'm sorry.
you bring Russell Wilson in.
It's gonna be toxic.
It'll be good for
Isn't
Shedeur.
he a diva?
Hey, DC, it would be great for Shedeur because at least they still gonna give the rook. If you bring in Russell Wilson, you still gonna get those rookies playing the amount of games that they playing. You just bring in a veteran like Russell Wilson to do what Joe Flacco didn't really want to do.
I would just say this. I don't think that personally, even if one or two of those go out there and do well, which again they don't have I don't think they have the talent to do exceptional. I still think
Wait, did you just try to throw my guy under the bus? Like, did
no,
you
no, no,
think
no,
he don't
no,
have the
no,
talent?
no. I'm just saying I don't think that there's talent on the team to do that.
Okay.
My thing is,
Because
I
you
still
said one of them, and then you said they don't have the talent. I was
right.
like, wait a minute.
That's what
Shedeur
this
definitely
talent.
has the talent.
My bad. The talent on the team to do it. And personally, I think they're going after another QB next year,
I
and
think so too.
I,
I'm
I
starting
do
to believe that.
believe, that the two rookies you have right now are going to be set out there as trade.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, is you're not going to have three doggone rookies on what. Well, now they will be. Well, technically, if Shedeur doesn't play a lot, he still will have the experience of a rookie. Dylan will maybe have somewhat experience. They probably are going to sweep house the entire QB room.
yeah.
They
I can
might
see
keep
that.
one of them.
Yeah,
I'm just
they don't
saying.
have. They're not interested in Shedeur. It's obvious. They're not interested in Shedeur being their franchise. I don't think he can do. He can play his little heart out, and it wouldn't matter for them. They just
And
don't care.
if Shadeur's got the right agent, I guess it'd be a good overtime. And I know you got to go, but to a point where if
The agent is called Prime. I don't care. I don't care nothing about the Browns. That's the agent,
bro. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm his agent. He calls me, "Hey DC, I heard you be talking smack, and you my hater, but you be making sense. What do you think I should do?" I would say, "All right, man. Here's what we
I
gonna
like the
do."
way you set that up.
Yeah, I said, "All right, man. Since you know that, he said my haters tell me you said on the show that your haters can tell you what your blind spots is. Tell me what mine." I said, "All right, man. We're gonna change it up for a little bit, a little less. We ain't finna do the mom stuff. This is what we're gonna do. We know that Geno Smith and Raiders is sucking. We got to get to the Raiders. That's where you want to go. You got a good coach that knows how to develop people. Pete Carroll, I think that would be a good fit for you. Vegas got that energy. They got that energy that fits your persona. That's where we're going. So we got to go in here and tell the Browns, hey, it's been good, but we know what's up. Y'all love me. I
You ain't
don't
got no
love you.
leverage as a
Let's
rookie.
go.
Stop playing.
Boom. Let's go.
He ain't got no leverage as a rookie. You
I'm
playing
just
around.
saying, if you got the right agent, you go off in there and sit and you have that conversation where it's like, no, this
The
is where I
Sanders are
want to
greedy,
go.
bro. They're not. The Sanders are greedy, bro. They're not bringing in no. They're not bringing in no agent to take their money. You
Man,
know that.
but check this out. To you, Harry, keep it real. But that's a good move, isn't it?
I mean, bro, they
That's
turned
a
down the daggone Ravens and the Eagles. So at this
man,
point, I know Gino is Gino is the type of person he's like he plays up and down, bro. So it ain't like he ain't no good. He just has his bad moments, and when it's bad, it's really bad. But when he really hitting is really good. So it's like, yo, come on, like
but
they're
that's where
not.
you want to go. You don't want to go where to a Mahomes or a Jackson. You want to go to somewhere where you have a bipolar QB, which that's what I call them. You want to
Well, yeah, I
have
mean,
that.
I know, but they're not. I don't know that that's a good. They'll take that move. I don't think they would.
Man, remember last year?
Their track record is really like right now. I don't know that they'll take that move. I think they wanna do a prime. They want to go somewhere where they can be the hero. They love being the
Vegas is
hero.
that. Vegas is that. It's not going to be the Browns. Vegas fits that mode. I'm telling you all day. Even
But
last
you
year,
don't you
you
don't
were
know if Vegas is in the market.
they picked that backup. They picked Pickett. What you think they got going on in that QB room? You see what I'm saying? It fits him. Even last year, when I looked at where he was drafted, and when y'all asked me what team, I said Vegas all day. I was against the Giants. It's Vegas. That fits him. And Pete Carroll is a great coach. The guy's got a Super Bowl. That's who
But
you want to go to.
if you take Pickett, then why? Then you bringing in should. I mean, you want to go there, but I don't know that that's on the menu for them. You see what I'm saying? Like Shedeur may not be on their menu, even though it's vacant. They feel like his personality is too much for that they want to handle.
If I was his agent, I
And
would go in
and,
there.
and his mentor, that's his team.
But see, that's where your
You
agent
can't
go.
you can't mix those two. If they still are cordial, right? If they haven't had a falling out behind the scenes, because we haven't seen or heard anything about him since the draft,
But
right?
see, that's where your agent is supposed to go and smooth
Your
things
agent
over.
has 8 toes in a blood clot. That's your agent, bro.
That should not be your agent. You got to get
What it
rid of
is? Are
that.
we talking about facts or are we talking about feelings?
I know, man. I'm just saying, if
It is.
I'm his agent, I probably would sit back and say, Daddy, listen, you the greatest that ever did it, all that kind of stuff.
I'll
Time as
Shiloh
they
this
call you.
situation.
But I will be to a point and say, bro, I'm gonna need you to be quiet and I know it's gonna be hard for you, but let me go work my magic. And then I'm talking to Brady. Hey, I understand. You know what? But
Just
Brady,
Shiloh the situation. Be like, yo, I'm firing my dad and I'm getting an agent. Like, it's that easy. You're a man now. So step up and be a man. Your dad cannot save you in this situation. You see what happened. So, yes, go get a real agent. I'm with you. I agree with what you're saying. Go get a real agent and let the agent work. But his dad is his agent. Unfortunately, that is where he's at. And his dad, um, yeah. Let's get up out of here before I say something.
Hey,
you
I
ain't
want to say
lying,
this
man.
real. I want to
Go,
say this
go,
real quick,
Tim.
and I know you got to go, Harry. And this is the last thing that I'm gonna say because you need to go to bed.
I know, right?
57 minutes ago. Um, I think Shedeur is in a great place with Cleveland
Lord.
because I feel like Kevin Stefanski. I feel like the head coach will go before Shedeur will, and that's it.
So the only thing I don't like about Cleveland is because it's their way of doing business. I don't like their way of doing business. The situation is great for him, but the people at the organization are not great for him. They have not shown any interest in him as a quarterback who we know has that great potential. They haven't shown us that they have interest in him. So you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. The people there. I think what DC is saying is probably like Vegas is the Cleveland, meaning the situation he wants to be in. And they may have better people, but we don't know if they're in the market, regardless
But
of
let me
how bad Gino's playing and Kenny Pickett and whatnot. We don't know if they're on the market.
But let me paint. But see, I'm gonna make them. If I'm the agent, I'm gonna make them on the market. Let me paint this picture for you. Y'all ready as we close? Shadeur Sanders overnight gets traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. And guess what? Day one, he has a press conference. He's got a black jersey on. It's the number 2 with Sanders on the back. Jerseys available now. How fast do you think them jerseys sell out?
They'll sell out in 5 minutes, and that'd be the
There
greatest
we
thing that
go.
the Raiders could have
See,
ever done.
do you see
And
where I'm
and
going with it? I'm going to, if I'm his agent, I'm saying, yeah, we got to go and play our things and work our way up. But I need you in this off season to chew, to play ball, work on your schematic, stop doing that run back. We don't need you line dancing. I need you to be up there. And I'm showing videos of you. I am basically doing a whole different type of PRK. I'm gonna soften them up a little bit because you gotta have it to make it palatable. Because here's the thing: Shedeur has to have a change of venue to change the image. You gotta do that. It's not gonna happen at Browns. I'm just looking at his whole marketing thing. Then you put him in there and he's practicing. He's probably gonna get reps because the only other person in that room is Pickett and Cam Miller, I believe. So the guy that played at North Dakota State. So that's why you do that, because it's got to be a shift. I get what you're saying, but I just don't think that. I think his brand fits better in the a co-brand with the Raiders than it does the Browns.
Yeah, but again, I want to actually hey, Surf, you're welcome. Surf asked me to put up the widow mic. So all right, Surf. So yeah, nah, man. I see what you're saying, but I want to stay in the reality of the situation. I'm tired of dreaming. You see what I'm saying? Like, I really was hoping that one of the Louis boys was actually going to have a rookie of the year opportunity, but none of them are really putting up numbers to be rookie of the year. So
No,
it
you
may
know what I'm
be
saying? I'm
Cam
tired of
Scatterboo.
yeah. I'm laughing
no.
because I didn't have to go.
He's not a Louis boy.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I didn't have to convince him at all on that one. On the jersey, he like boom. They sold out in 5 minutes.
No, but we already know that though. Shedeur is in demand. That's why I said, if the teams that are looking for a shift, if they can see the business side of it and then see that he's also a good quarterback, they'll make a move. Maybe they are doing it behind the scenes, but maybe Cleveland is just not buzzing or they're not budging. So
Hey, I know I said that was the last thing I was gonna say.
yeah, go
Let
ahead, bro.
Shedeur Sanders be named. I don't care what team he's with. Let him
Mhm.
be named QB1. Nike
Oh, it's a
will
wrap.
break the bank.
Oh, but those brands are already ready to go. They're ready. They're ready, bro. Everybody, look, I'm trying to tell you, Shedeur can walk across the street. Post that video. You post that Shedeur walking across the street video, it gets hundreds of thousands of views. You post anybody scoring a touchdown, doing a flip, landing on one pinky toe, and nobody cares. So I'm just trying to let you know, Shedeur is the hottest thing in these streets.
The only thing I would say, you want to know what my plan too though is? I'm an agent.
What you stuck on this agent thing,
I'm gonna tell you my
bro?
plan.
You better
Plan
get
B.
somebody with 10 toes.
My plan B would be, you know what? NFL's been great, but the press conference. But I've decided to take my talents to the CFL.
Man, stop. Bye, boy. Bye. Get off my microphone and go home, okay? You see, no, we're not doing that. Okay, ain't nothing happening with CFL. Nothing. Good night, DC.
Yes. Good night. I'm messing with y'all on that one.
Yeah, I'll play. Shante, good night.
Good
CJ,
night. Y'all have a good
CJ, good night. Surfer Boy 3000. All you guys that are in the chat, Ty Smith is gonna come back on and say good night. Who else is in the building? RMJ, Shante, you already said your name. Stop trying to hug the mic. El Hombre Nico. Can anybody translate that? Is that a humble
El
Negro?
hombre negro.
Like he's your friendly Negro?
El hombre negro. What up, negro?
What up? No. Hey, y'all go see B Watts. I was about to call him B Nuts. Y'all go see B Watts. Let me get up out of here. Y'all go see the homie.
All right, we're gonna go over there. You have a good one. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, good night, guys. I'm
All right,
out of here. Peace. God bless y'all.
Likewise, peace.